Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shook. I make NBA DFS content, sports books, anything you think of, I make content for. All these videos they get posted to this Reddit. My Reddit was down today. I was having issues, but um, yeah, I make updates with all the news that comes out throughout the day right here. You can ask me questions leading up to lock about the slate. I will always be around, or if you just want to shoot the shit, just talk to me. I will always be on this Reddit before lock. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on X right here. So after my really bad day yesterday of props, bounced back really, really well with props today, but not going to cash in DFS, unfortunately. But as always, we do go over my lineup from the night before. I just ate the chalk. I just played the Pacers. Jarace Walker, minutes, just disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting minutes. Um, Actually, how many minutes did he end with? Um, 25 minutes? Okay, he just had a floor outcome for those minutes. But yeah, I basically loaded up on Pacers. It didn't work out my way. Faded the one Pacer that absolutely nuked it. Well, I had Siakam, but and of course T.J. McConnell. Those two had really really good games. But I also had Obi Toppin as well, who had a really good game. But Drace Walker sunk me. Halliburton sunk me. My core today was T.J. McConnell, Obi Toppin, Drace Walker, and Cade Cunningham, I think it was. Carl Anthony Towns. Carl Anthony Towns. So that was my core today. Yeah, Halliburton, Drace just absolutely sunk me. So, yeah, we got a six gamer here for tomorrow, the 19th of November. So we'll just jump right in. We'll try to get you guys out here quickly tonight. Alrighty. You guys know what I'm doing. Gonna watch some CS. I don't know if any of you guys are into CS2 or Counter Strike. We got the majors or the RMR going on right now. Navi vs Saw coming up, so I'm excited to watch that after this. But yeah, let's get through it. So Karis LeVert is questionable. That's somewhat important. Same with Isaac Okoro, listed as questionable as well. Donovan Mitchell he was out last game. He is now going to be back. So if LeVert and Okoro are out, you're mainly going to see bumps for Jordan Niang and Ty Jerome, but they are priced right. Would have interest, they just wouldn't be like as good a plays as they were last game. They'd still be playable. Also keep an eye on Sam Merrill news. If he's in, it's going to make things a little bit more tricky here with the values. But yeah, if those guys are out, bumps to like Niang, Ty Jerome, they will be playable values in GPPs. Tough matchup here. Really good spot here for Darius Garland, but with everyone priced up when people are out, now getting Donovan Mitchell back, I don't think there's really any priorities. I think, yeah, you have Garland at almost 8K. You have Donovan Mitchell at almost 10K now. Evan Mobley himself getting up to 8K in a bad matchup. Same with Jared Allen at 7.3. So Cavaliers are a team I am not too excited about tomorrow, so I think we can just jump right through them. And then we go on to Boston. Not a good spot here for Boston either. If Pritchard's out, no must, no must for value, but you'll get more run for just the guards. They'll play a lot more point, and then you'll get more run for like Sam Hauser. I don't mind Sam Hauser regardless. I think he's a playable value regardless. She'll play around low 20s minutes. And then if Peyton Pritchard's out, he probably plays probably mid to high 20s minutes, would make him a solid value. And then yeah, you'll get more run for like Derek White, Drew Holiday. Would make Drew Holiday's minutes a lot more secure. Instead of playing, some games he would end at like I don't know, high 20s, he would most likely end over the 30s if Peyton Pritchard's out. So I think Drew's a solid point per dollar play at 5,200. That does seem a bit too cheap, but I would feel a lot better about him if Peyton Pritchard's out. And then, yeah, everyone just kind of looks similar to me. I think, like, Jason Tatum's an okay spend up. We don't have a ton of spend ups on the board today. I think, you have a lot of good mid range, and Brandon Ingram I like quite a bit. A lot of spend ups and tough matchups as well. But yeah, Tatum, good spend up as always. Not my favorite. We have Luka questionable. He could be a good spend up. We also have Jokic questionable as well. But I think the sweet spot potentially is like this range, kind of with like Kyrie Irving with potentially no Luka, Jamal Murray potentially with no Nikola Jokic. You have, I think the Utah guys look pretty good. We don't have a ton of value right now, so going to depend on what ownership's going to come in at. But yeah, I think Tatum's fine, no issues there. Jaylen Brown at 8-1 I think is playable as well. Massive ceiling, just tough matchup for pretty much everyone here on Boston. I think my favorite play here, especially if Pritchard's out, going to be Drew Holiday. Don't mind Derek White too at 6'9". His price point hasn't moved much either, but I always prefer just Jaylen Brown straight up. But yeah, favorite play Drew Holiday, and then I like Sam Hauser for value, especially if Pritchard's out. Moving on to Charlotte. Keep an eye on the Trey Mann news. If he's out, just more minutes for like LaMelo, Cody Martin, Josh Green, those types. Wouldn't be huge bumps to anyone, but they would be playable values if Mann is out. If Mann's in, I like him quite a bit at 4.68 for value. Just with everyone back, the minutes and usage aren't good as to where he was in the beginning of the year, right, where he was just nuking every slate. But I wouldn't mind some Mann if he does play. Charlotte's been going with a starting lineup of LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, Grant Williams, and Josh Green. So we can take a look at what they did last game. Last game they were fully healthy to where they are right now. So we can just take a look what they did. As always, I do take a look at the rotations before we make these videos. But Grant Williams is playing big minutes. Moose is getting back up 5. And then, yeah, if Mann's out, you see more run for Cody Martin. You'll see Mitchich in the rotation as well. And, yeah, starters mainly. They're just running the starters into the ground outside of Josh Green. So, looking at the price points, I think LaMelo's always the stand-up, but Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges do seem a little bit too cheap. Brandon Miller going to lose usage with Miles Bridges back, but 6.3K for Miles Bridges does seem a little bit too cheap. So I think all three of the top 3 guys look pretty solid here. I think Miles, probably my favorite at 6'3". I wouldn't call any of them must, but solid point per dollar plays. Like I said, Miles does seem a little bit too cheap. And I like Grant Williams quite a bit for value. If he's going to continue to start at the 5 and play mid-30s minutes, he is going to stand out as one of the better value plays on the slate as long as no other value opens up. We could have better value later, but as the slate stands right now, I do like me some Grant Williams for value. Josh Green, playable value at 3.5. Just not going to do a ton when he's out there. Last 2 games, bit of an outlier, but he'll play minutes, so I don't mind some Josh Green for value. I think he's similar to like a Sam Hauser. Although if for some reason Josh Green is chalk tomorrow because of the price point and Sam Hauser is unowned, since I think they're pretty similar plays, I'm just going to always click Sam Hauser over Josh Green, especially if Peyton Pritchard's out, right? Taj Gibson's been a DMP, and then, yeah, you'll see Mitch's in the rotation if Trey Mann's out. You give him like 15 minutes at this min price point, yeah, perfectly fine at the flat min. Moving on to Brooklyn, good spot here. Claxton's going to remain out. Dorian and Zaire are both probable. So with Claxton out, the main bumps here you're going to see are Ben Simmons, Dorian, Finney-Smith. I think Dorian's a pretty good value. I don't know why the price point came down. Should play around 30 minutes. Gets pretty big bump with Claxton off the court. So I do like Dorian Finney-Smith quite a bit for value. I honestly shocked his price point came down. Listen, he's not going to amazing point per minute, but the minutes, the bump with no Claxton definitely do help. And I like Ben Simmons quite a bit at 4.7K. She'll play low to mid 20s minutes. He's playing at the 5. He's also running a lot of point. Like, definition of a stat sheet stuff. He's just not going to put the ball in the basket. That really hurts his ceiling. But, yeah, don't mind Ben there at 4.7. I think Cam Johnson's just way too cheap at this price point. I don't know what Draftkings is doing. The intern absolutely screwed that up. He looks great. I really like Cam Johnson. Dennis Schroeder with Claxton out actually gets a downgrade because he's playing a lot more alongside Ben Simmons, but price point has come down. I think he's fine. Just know that, yeah, significant downgrade with Claxton out as opposed to Claxton in because he's playing alongside Ben Simmons a bit more. And then Cam Thomas, massive ceiling. Just the floor is just really low. Always in consideration in GPPs for me, but nothing crazy. And yeah, Zaire Williams at 3.9 should play high teens to low 20s minutes. He was starting some of these games, throw those out the window. But yeah, I think he's a perfectly fine. I think he's a solid value too, as well. And with Claxo, you see more like Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney. They're both playable, but I think prefer like Zaire to those guys. Let's move on to Denver. So it solely depends on Nikola Jokic. If Jokic is in, I think he's one of the best bet-ups on the board. Just usage just absolutely absurd. He should be able to dominate in the spot going up against Memphis. Memphis, they're going to be without, I believe Eddie's doubtful, or he's already out. Apologies there. So he should be able to feast here. Jokic looks great, assuming he plays. Jamal Murray with Jokic in takes a hit, but minutes have been massive. I wouldn't say he's as good of a play as he is with Jokic out, but still firmly in play, just not a must. And then MPJ would probably be priced right at 7.2. Same with like these secondary pieces in Peyton Watson, Christian Braun, Russell Westbrook. And then Dario Saric would be out of play for me. Let me take a sip of water. Now, if Jokic is out, that does change a lot. Then Jamal Murray looks great in the mid-range at 8.3K. Had 2 down games, just not shooting the ball well, but the role is a lot better with Jokic off of the court. He would look great. I still like Michael Porter Jr. I don't care that he had this bad of a game when he got benched and the game blew out. I don't care. His role is a lot different this year compared to last year, and you should absolutely throw out rates with Jokic off the court last year compared to this year. I don't care that he had a bad game. If people are going to fade due to the price point in the bad game, I'm fine going back. He should play around 40 minutes. I like the spot here, so I like Michael Porter Jr. if Jokic is out as a bounce-back candidate. And like these secondary pieces look all similar to me. They're priced up. But Dario Saric by far would be, personally to me, one of the better values, even at this price point on the slate if Jokic is out. Just stat sheet stuffer. Got a double-double last game. Good point per minute guy. He's around a fantasy point per minute guy. So you give him that 30 minutes, he's going to probably do really well at this price point. So like Dario if Jokic is out. And then, yeah, Strother at 3.6 I think is playable for value even if Jokic plays. And then this grouping of like Christian Braun, Peyton Watson, Russell Westbrook all look pretty similar to me. Braun will play huge minutes. Like they're all firmly in play. Not amazing plays at their price point. I think Peyton Watson probably my favorite at 5.6, and then I throw Braun right behind him, and then Westbrook right behind him. But Saric my clear favorite value if Jokic is out. And then Strother at 3.6 looks pretty good. All right, let's move right along to this team's just disgusting. So they're going to be without Eddie. We also have Marcus Smart questionable as well. This team's just gross. They have so many guys. They have so many good depth. Like they're just going to play all their guys. So last game we got starters of Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bain, Scottie Pippen Jr., Jalen Wells, and was it Santi or they've been Santi? Sorry guys, hard to remember everything. We can just pull it up. They went with Jalen Wells, Scottie Pippen, Desmond Bain, Brandon Clark. Okay, I figured. And Jaren Jackson Jr. Santi off the bench. We didn't have Marcus Smart last game either. Just keep an eye on that. But look at how much depth they have. They have Laravia. They have Santi. They have Scottie Pippen when their team gets healthier. Vince Williams is back. They have so many bodies. So I don't think these guys are going to play massive minutes, but with no John Morant off the court, there's so much usage to go around. Like, you give me 30 minutes, it doesn't Bain at 7.3 at this price point. I still think he's a really solid play with no John Morant. Just so much more usage. His rates are really good with no John Morant off the court. So I do like me some Bain. I think I prefer him to Jaren Jackson Jr. point per dollar. But Jaren, another guy that should play around 30 minutes, good shot blocker. Another guy that gets a massive bump with no John Morant off the court. Price point has come down. He's playable. I think I prefer Bain. Scottie Pippen Jr. should play around 30 minutes. Probably priced right at where he is. I think I'd rather always play Bain over Pippen. Can't get to Adama. Jalen Wells is priced right. What else do we have here? Vince Williams, he was massive chalk last slate. I mean, if he's going to play around 15 to 20 minutes, sure, you can fire him up. And then I do like Brandon Clark for value at 3.8. Should play around 20 minutes. Good point per minute guy. So like me some Clark. And then with no Eddie, Jay Huff should get more run. He's actually in play for value as well. Let's move on to the Pels. They're going to get Trey Murphy back, and the price. Same with Cam Johnson. The intern just absolutely messed it up. Just way too cheap. I'm expecting around 30 minutes from him. Good point per minute guy. So much usage to go around. Can grab rebounds. Go to Chuck when he's just too cheap. So Trey Murphy looks great to me. Brandon Ingram I really like. I've been hammering him every single game with the team to himself. She'll play about 40 minutes. He looks great to me, even at 9.3K. Brandon Boston just super safe. Another guy that's going to play massive minutes, stat sheet stuffer, getting close to like triple-double upside. He looks pretty solid even at that price point. What else do we have here? Missy's playable, getting around 25 to 30 minutes at the 5. Not a great point per minute guy, but has shown double-double upside. And then you're going to round out the rotation with like JRE and Javonte Green. Don't love the price points there, and then you'll see some Jalen Noel at 4.5K as well. So don't mind that either. I think they're all just playable. I think Jalen Noel probably my favorite. Where are the Pels? Pull up the rotation. Last game they were without Trey Murphy, so don't expect 34 minutes from Jalen Noel. Again, last game, so should play around mid-20s would be my guess for Noel. I'd move on to Dallas. It just solely depends on Luka, right? If Luka's in, he's up there with Jokic, just one of the best spin ups on the board. Then Kyrie takes a hit, he would be priced right, and then the secondary piece would get hurt a lot. Derek Lively's been starting. I actually think he's one of the better value plays in this. I don't know why the price point came down. It seems like they just want to play Derek Lively right now. They also have Kleba. Daniel Gafford's minutes are on a downtrend, so I don't really know why the price point came down this much on Derek Lively. So Derek Lively looks really solid to me at that price point. And then if Luka plays, it's gonna hurt. We also have PJ back. It's gonna hurt all the values here. And then it's mainly just I really like Lively. Luka would be good spend up. Peter Washington in play, and then they kind of go with the hot hand with everyone else. If Luka's out, then of course love Kyrie Irving at 8.9K. Peter Washington would be firmly in play. Klay Thompson gets a bump, although could go with the hot hand with the others like Najee Marshall, Jaden Hardy, those types. Quentin Grimes will start in his place with like him quite a bit for value. Lively doesn't change much for me. And then Jaden Hardy at 3-2 would be in play. Let's move on to OKC. Not a good spot here going up against the Spurs, but SGA at 10.6K with the team to himself. Up there with Jokic and Luka for me as a really, really good spend up. His role right now is just absolutely elite, right? He's chucking. Of course he's chucking. He's stuffing the stat sheet. His potentials are way up this year. And J-Dub at the 5. Really tough spot. Oh, no. Wemby's out tomorrow. So, actually, really good spot here for J-Dub at 8.5K. Rates at the 5 are just absolutely elite. I still think he's too cheap. So, really high on both the top two guys here for OKC. We also have Joe out, so I would expect just Casey Wallace to slide in the starting lineup. They went with the Wiggins and Joe last game. I would assume it would just be Casey. And then you see more Alex Caruso off the bench. So, like the values here, but you always have to know they're going to go with the hot hand between everyone. And then there's just massive blowout risk here. Just be a little bit careful. If this game blows out, you're going to get floor minutes for everyone because they're just going to play everyone around 20 minutes. Just be a little bit careful here. But starters last game with no Wemby and Sochan were Chris Paul, Zach Collins, Castle, Champagnie, Harrison Barnes. I think once again, Zach Collins is my favorite play on the Spurs, but you got to be careful here. If the game blows out, he's only going to play probably around, I don't know what he did last game, around 20 to 25 minutes. Just be a little bit careful there, but really good point per minute guy that can stuff the stat sheet. They run some offense through him. So if you got like a competitive game here and he got close to his 30 minutes, still like Zach Collins, just there is a lot more risk with the blowout risk here. And then not loving too much else here, even with Wemby out. Chris Paul loses usage. They have Trey Jones back. If you want to take darts on like Castle, Champagnie, I don't mind those guys. Those would probably be my favorite plays outside of Zach Collins. So don't mind those guys. I think they're solid values. All right, last game of the night, guys. Here, good spot here for the Utah Jazz. They're going with Markkanen, John Collins, Keontae George, Clarkson, and Filipowski. One of Clarkson, Sexton. With Clarkson, excuse me. I always forget. Where's Utah? Sexton. Okay, and then of course the guard's gonna split the minutes, and Filipowski in the starting lineup as well. All right, looking at their price points, I mean, this game was a blowout, and they just played Lauri Markkanen 40 minutes. I don't know if we can expect Markkanen to get 40 minutes again, but he hasn't been the same ever since coming back from injury. So, I'm a little bit scared, but I think the ownership's going to be down because of it. And we know historically he's a really good point per minute guy. You're getting him at floor pricing in a pace-up spot, good spot up against the Lakers. So, I like Markkanen quite a bit. I'm a little bit scared coming back from injury and how he's looked, but I like Markkanen. I think John Collins looks great. Even at this price point, I love John Collins more. I think I honestly prefer him to Markkanen straight up. And everyone else just looks similar. I think like Filipowski, Clarkson, the guard, look a little bit too cheap. Not Filipowski, mainly the guards. They're going to split guard minutes. Keontae George, the 6 guy. I think they all look just pretty similar to me. I think they're good plays, but not standouts to me. And then not going to consider much else. Collier would be in the rotation. Same with Cody Williams. So. I think that's going to do it. Oh, we got the Lakers left. Absolutely love AD. I think point per dollar, the best spend up on the board. I know I was saying up there with, Luka, Jokic, SGA. I think AD probably point per dollar, my favorite spend up on the board in this matchup. Just great spot here. LeBron James, I think it's good too if you want to continue to buy into the triple-double upside. And then keep it on Rui. We do have Reddish back, so that's going to hurt Connect's minutes a little bit, maybe, if Rui's out, but Connect should start. If Rui's out, he will be a really good value. But we did have Reddish out last game, that's why you saw Connect play massive minutes. But I would expect around 30 if Rui's out, which would make him a good value, but the floor is a little bit low. And then I don't mind D'Lo in large field GPPs. I wouldn't be shocked. He got into early foul trouble here. I wouldn't be shocked, especially if Rui's out, that if he's playing well, he could get extended. It's more of a large field GPP play, but I kind of like it in GPPs. And then, yeah, Reeves is fine, but priced right. Main interest here, love AD, and then Dalton Connect if Rui's out. And then Rui himself, if he plays, I don't mind it either. All right, that's going to do it for the slate, guys. Hope you guys had a great night. I will talk to you on the next video.